annual event will take place on Tuesday, December 1st, 2015. The musical production will be held at the Chapel of All Faith beginning at 1:30 p.m. We would like to invite your city to come out and join us as we begin our holiday season. I look forward to this year's motorcade and the support and enthusiasm that I know your city will provide. Thank you, Lisa Vaughn, Activity Therapy Services Coordinator, Central State Hospital. From the Georgia State Parks and Historic Sites regarding Land and Water Conservation Fund 2015 grant site. And what I'm going to do is give each one of you a copy of this. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources is pleased to announce the 2015 Land and Water Conservation Fund grant cycle. The federal LWCF grant program helps state and local governments acquire recreation lands and develop and rehabilitate outdoor recreation facilities. So approximately $2 million will be dispensed to local governments in the 2015 funding cycle. So, disbursements of these funds are guided by criteria which are developed to address the priorities within the current statewide comprehensive outdoor recreation plan, SCORE. And because SCORE is a 5-year plan, other situational factors may be used in the selection process. So previous council, have y'all had the opportunity to benefit from this particular grant? Do you know of?
I don't think about that particularly. We have on several, fire safety and, just, water, but not particularly one that was.
I think this will be a great one, once I get all of you the information, because, it says the original copy plus one of the applications should be marked on or before November 30th. So this is something we can look into, being that we have, recreational and park issues. So we could go ahead and apply for that. Next, we have the USDA regarding the annual reporting requirements for the year ending September 30, 2015. USDA Rural Development Regulations will require borrowers to submit an annual reporting information. So they have an enclosed worksheet for us to read and to use and submit this information back to them. And they are asking that we please return this worksheet and a proposed 2016 budget to them. And they're stating that our annual audit should be submitted to them as soon as it's complete. So I'll turn that over to you first.
I do it every year.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have a notice here from Norfolk Southern Railroad. They will be tearing out the following crossings. And they state it's Paper Mill and Pine Street crossing, Monday, beginning today, October 5th through beginning today on Paper Mill and Pine Street. On Milledgeville Highway, I suppose this is, and Jackson Street, Tuesday, October 6th. They will be replacing tracks and switches and should be completed sometime in November. This will result in a 1 or 2 day detour at the Main Street crossing due to repair in November. This is Norfolk Southern Corporation here in Gordon, and the supervisor is Alan Roberts. Okay, moving right along. Now I want to inform the members of City Council and any other interested party that I'm fully aware of the attempts made to get me out of office by the newly formed Concerned Citizens Group and all of the other various things that have been done to hinder my term in office. However, I also want you to be aware of the disrespect to me and the mayor's office, the intimidation of me as a woman, and the invasion of my private space by none other than Councilman George Wing. I want it known to him publicly that his attempts to provoke me with his whispers while invading my private space will not work. I'm beyond insults of that kind, as he should well know. because the Lord has given me the strength to withstand all that's been done to me since becoming mayor, even the loss of my dear husband. But with the love and strength of Jesus Christ, I've been able to hold up to all that he has said and not been provoked beyond what is decent and professional. I'm not going to tolerate his invasion of my personal space any longer. If he invades my personal space again with his verbal insults and assaults, as he has come accustomed to doing, I will be forced to seek law enforcement in the way of a restraining order to keep him away from my personal space. I do not have to listen to the insulting whispers and assaults upon my being mayor from him. I want you to know that his hostility and disrespect has gone on long enough so that if he continues to harass me in that way, hopefully you will understand my actions regarding him. So I say now, so that all may know. Councilman George Nguyen, do not get in my personal space with your verbal insults and assaults against me again. I feel very threatened when you approach me in such a hostile manner. A man against a woman, and I will do what I need to do in order to feel safe and conduct the business of the city in a professional and orderly environment. Madam Chair.
Can I respond?
No. All right,
Call my name.
excuse me,
I believe he can, Mayor.
this is not the time. I'll go in and address that.
But he has a right at the time mistakes are made like that to respond to them.
This was made to me last Monday
I'm
evening.
talking about his response to what you just said.
Right, I just stated I just
I know,
stated
but
what
he
happened to
didn't
me,
get a chance to respond.
and I'm not asking him to.
We still got a right to. we're just
Right,
asking
but
for
right,
a
not right now.
I asked to.
He has a right right now.
Attorney, I'm not open for that right now. Thank you. All right, the next order, we don't have anything for old business. We have on the new business to address is the council to adopt the millage rate.
I make a motion that we adopt the millage rate that has been ran in the paper for the past, 2 or 3 weeks.
I second.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor, roll call, Mr. Dansley?
Aye.
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 Council Booth?
Aye.
Any discussion?
It's too late.
We have three, what?
Motion carried, 4-8.
Okay. One opposed. All right. Next on the agenda, we have the engagement letters from Malden and Jenkins. And Council.
Where is that at? I don't have that.
He
I haven't
said,
seen it.
did you not present them a copy? He faxed you a copy.
I got one from Clifton Livingston, but I don't call it one from Malden.
Did the attorney
As
have
a
one?
matter of fact, Mr. Greer was here. Did you receive one?
No, ma'am, we called their office and asked for it, we weren't provided one, however, we have what appears to be their last one, we asked them to give us, if it had changed, or it would be significantly different, to let us know that. I've got their previous one, but I did make a call to their office and they did not respond.
I have one, as a matter of fact, and it was faxed to me October 2nd. It says, to Mayor Whippleloo and to Ms. Brown. So they faxed one to her and to myself, one to my number and one to you. I don't know what she did with hers, but if y'all like to see a copy of mine or what have you, because we, made that known to Mr. Greer at the last meeting, that once they present the letter of engagement, then that would be handled. And council was in agreement with that.
The charter still requires it to be reviewed and approved by the city attorney.
Exit, pardon.
The charter requires that any contract be A, reviewed, and B, approved by the city attorney.
Was that, Did you
Section
not receive yours on the second?
6.30.
They sent it to you and me, but they sent it to your
Right.
fax number. You were supposed to give me a copy.
No,
That's
I
how
don't
that
know.
works.
I don't
See
know.
where it says fax to right there, 21011.
This
That's
is to
your
me.
number.
I know, I
But when they
understand
said
that.
Mayor Lou Antoine, you should have given me a copy. That's
No,
what that
they
means.
sent you one.
My fax number's not on there.
Exactly, but this is my copy for me. I asked him to fax me a copy.
He
So
did
they
not.
should,
No, ma'am,
they,
he didn't fax.
let me say this.
You were
So to
supposed to
clear
give me a
this,
copy.
let me say this, excuse me. To clear this up, normally what they've done and what you've done, when you fax something to me, you also fax something, a copy to her, right?
Depends on what it is.
To the clerk. You've always faxed,
Depends on-
whatever, and, let me say this too, and that may be true, and the point is to let me know that they faxed her a copy. But nevertheless, if that's not the case, then we'll just, ask him to submit a fax copy to you for your review, for you to review, and at the next meeting, then we'll have to, take a vote on that, okay?
Well, I could just take a copy of yours, one I have, save a few phone calls and back.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we do have the letter from him, and I could just make you a copy
That's
tonight.
fine.
And, we do have here, I see where you received the one from, I received the one from, you regarding, what is this, Lipton?
Clifton, Hardison, and Parker.
Okay, so council, are y'all ready to take a vote to accept theirs?
I make a motion that we accept the engagement letter from, Clifton, Lipton, Hardison, and Parker.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of, Mr. Wynn, start with you.
Aye. Aye.
Y'all eyes have it, so.
Mayor, there's also, I think there's a misplaced item on the agenda. Mr. Haskins also has an engagement letter for probation service.
I have him on there.
I think, I know, but it should be up on the engagement letters, I think.
Well, first what we'll do is hear from him and let him, tell us why he's here.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. All right, because I've not met him, I'd like at least get
Okay,
an
I wasn't
opportunity
aware of that.
to, and I understand what you're doing.
Sure.
Okay, and the next item is the Georgia One Fund, Fund One Resolution. Council agrees to pull $150,000 down to cover the water/sewer and general fund expenses is what the clerk has shared with me. So council, have y'all had a chance to, review that and,
Make a
Any
motion, we
questions?
approve the resolution as presented to us tonight.
before we, go further, I heard on this end, Councilwoman Whipple wanted to discuss it.
We need to get a second and then we can discuss.
I second.
Second, okay.
Okay.
Now go ahead.
You may proceed.
I'm looking at this
Okay.
now, and it says, withdraw $150,000
Uh-huh.
from the, Georgia One Fund resolution. I have a problem with that.
Why is that?
Because from the audit report in February, I think it might have been 2014, that money was withdrawn from the Georgia One Fund. And it wasn't brought to the council. The council don't know anything about it. And the audit, we didn't know anything about it until the audit reported this. And I don't know how much money was drawn out. I don't know who draws the money out. I don't know why the money was drawn out. And I just need some closure on this. I need somebody to tell me this before we keep drawing money out of the Georgia One Fund. And then we don't bring it to the council. Even the $150,000 that the mayor took out in January, well, at least we still know where that went, and it was used for the city. And I would just like some answers.
Well, we've got the clerk here who can Too much jelly, maybe something.
Same old story, same bills coming in each and every month, same payroll.
Well, who authorized, told, why we didn't know about it, if we got
I
money
didn't.
out. If somebody got money out the general fund, I mean, out the, Georgia fund, why didn't we know about it?
We've been doing resolutions on
She's asking,
Why
why
would
wasn't
it-
it brought to the
Why
knowledge?
wasn't it
it.
brought to the
Why?
council?
The resolutions have all been approved in here.
Which time are you speaking of, ma'am?
I'm talking about the ones like in your audit report, in your last minutes, it hasn't been consistently brought before the council, when money was taken from the, Georgia One Fund.
Oh, I know what it's referring to. Usually it's already in your budget. It's already budgeted. You don't have to have a resolution then.
But that's what we've been talking about, resolutions and ordinance. And the ordinance, that's why we should be doing the ordinance, so that when we get money,
Comes to money.
when we get money, then it can be amended to the budget. But is this, can somebody show me what it's been amended to the budget?
It's
I'm
not
just asking
resolutions
because this
y'all
was
didn't have
in
a
there.
budget. Remember, you're related to budget. It wasn't already budgeted.
And cause I would like to know why he made his statement, that sometime it has been brought to the council, sometimes it hasn't. And I've constantly said that, if the citizens and everyone else that's present would go get a copy of the minutes and read it for yourself.
If this would be helpful, I don't know, would you wanna read this? I have the copy of this report right here, just pass it over to her. Just read that. The one right now, go down to the next one. Where it says, right there, where your thumb is.
No, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where it says I would need the minutes to do that.
Well, until that time, we can't, the minutes have not been approved, so we don't know what's in the minutes, so do you wanna take
The minutes on the audit has been approved. And when I tried to talk about it, nobody at the council want to talk about it. And they said the minutes had been, it was already approved, but it wasn't. So we couldn't, talk about this, but then like I said, I read this.
I can barely hear you.
I read this in the minutes, and I just want some clarity on it.
In other words, you're saying back in 2014,
Yeah, if we could get money out of the Georgia one.
so it's,
We just got $250,000 We done got $400,000 out the general fund
already.
for this year. And maybe like 7 or 8 months. And when we got the 250,000, we said that, it was said that should be enough money to take us until we get some check that we're supposed to get in October.
Do you recall that how many,
That we hope we got.
what is that check that
Okay,
you know
but
of
we-
or something, you know?
But we hadn't got the check. And like I said,
When is this check?
every time we get money out of Georgia
At the
One
end of this
Fund, it
month.
needs to be brought to the table. It
It's
needs to
not-
be brought to the council.
We're not gonna have to have enough money to carry us over till that hits it.
And how much is that, Jeremy?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
You have any roughly an idea? Is it 100,000, 200, 3?
The next big check,
Right.
110,000, insurance premium tax that comes in from the state. We get it at the end of this month.
But we should be able to
It'll
give
be
the
around
county whatever
110,000.
what we already spent out of it. Out of Georgia One.
That's all y'all's monthly reports.
Yeah,
I keep
but,
telling y'all, you need to read those at the end of the
yeah,
year. They'll
that's
show
why,
you what's
but
paid out every
that's
single point.
what I'm saying what the auditor said. Read it for yourself. He put it out there.
If you'll go read those reports, it'll make more sense to you. That'll give you an end on each one.
That's what I want to see.
They'll show exactly how much has been spent out of each account and what it was for.
And he said that we were not being consistent, it's not consistently being brought to the, I just want some clarification.
I'd like to go ahead and call for a vote, please.
Is there any further
I think
discussion?
it's the mayor's job, Mr. E.
Is there any further discussion? And two, with that being said, with that $150,000 that we draw down or pull down, as far as what's really outstanding that we've just got to have that, I know we said a water and sewage.
Your insurance and your payroll and your monthly electrical bills.
And so all of a sudden, has this been going consistently like this since, we come into office, or did this happen prior
This
to our
has
coming in?
nothing
I'm
to
just
do with
asking.
you coming into
I
office.
don't
It's
know.
Always, it gets low at this time every year. We talked about this several times at different council meetings.
Is that right? I mean, if
Well,
we've
you
done
were
this,
here. I mean,
if
not
we've
being
done
rude,
this,
but
if
right
we-
here in this open council.
if we've done this, it apparently appears that there would not be a discussion, have been a discussion for her to ask that question, it sounds to me.
She was here too, and everybody in here heard it. Y'all weren't here. It's different when you've got your budget already approved, but y'all operate like 8 months without a budget. So you had to do things a little bit differently.
And of course, we know the reason why the, operation of the budget was not in place is because of issues that were going on, and nobody would ever, vote to accept the budget. I mean, hindrances was put in the way. So let's keep it straight and forward, so that everybody know the truth. We have nothing to hide here. As a matter of fact, had it not been for me calling up to the Carl Vinson Institute and getting this kind of information, and having to call to Atlanta to the fiscal, the State Department to find out this information, I mean, I just would not have ever known anything. I mean, this ought not be. We've got a city here operating, and information that should be told to me is being withheld. And that's not fair to the mayor.
Why don't we conduct business and quit arguing?
I've not
What you're
heard
saying not
anybody,
making any sense at all.
maybe not to you, but to those who have an intellect to understand, I think they are understanding. So, to say to that, she asked for clarity, and that's why we're here to discuss. It's not to belittle anyone or to put anybody down. If you spend, you need to know what you're spending on and why. And with this being said, that's why you're here to ask questions.
She gets a financial report every month, just like everybody else does.
It's not having to do with that.
It
It explains to you where that money's going. That question you keep asking can be found in those financial statements. That's why I keep telling y'all to read your monthly financial report.
Okay, well, I'm saying, why would the auditor get found on there?
They're gonna do that. I don't
And
care
he
what
said-
audit you
and he
bring in,
said
they're
it
gonna make
wasn't
points.
consistent.
Yeah, because y'all, it adopts your budget. If it had been consistent, it would have been consistent if you'd adopted your budget on time. That's where the inconsistency came in. You didn't do it in a timely manner. That was not my fault.
If there not being any further discussion, then, we have a motion and a second, and, I would presume that we are now ready to move forward. To take a vote. Do I have a roll call vote?
No,
The ayes have it, no, one opposed.
Okay, would y'all mind going and signing this tonight, please, for world?
You got the original?
Yes, sir.
no further business regarding that. We will now move on to, committee reports. Better Hometown, Mr. Daniel, would you please?
Yes, ma'am. Just want to let y'all know we were disappointed last week that we had to cancel the festival, but on Thursday, when we received the word from EMS that the rain chances had gone to 70%, we had no choice but to go ahead and put a cancellation out. And that day, we found everybody connected with the festival and informed them that it would be postponed. We're meeting tomorrow night with our board to determine what day would be good, and we're also contacting the vendors, the entertainment rides, the bands, to be sure we can all get on the same page again. So when we get that date, we will certainly keep y'all advised of that.
Are you looking forward to some time before?
Well, the band we had chosen only has 2 dates open left in this year. And one of those is December the 12th and December the 19th. And we don't know if that's appropriate time of year to put the festival on. So we'll discuss that tomorrow night to see. It may be early spring before we can get everybody together like we had.
Just if I might,
Yes,
there's a band over in Milledgeville.
yes.
I'm sure, what's his name?
Ken Conaway.
Kim Conway.
Ken Conaway, you
He's
might
our
wanna,
IT person.
right,
Okay,
you might wanna contact him.
They have a band.
okay. I'll talk to Juan about that and get his number.
They were, the reason I say that, I've heard them.
Yeah.
They were at the, I think it was, musical festival there in Milledgeville back, about 2 months ago.
Right.
And, they're very good band. So.
Okay. But everything is, we got it in just in postponement mode right now. Halloween's coming up, October 31st is on Saturday. We'll do our regular town trick or treat that night. We'll have our historical ghost tours on October 30th and the 31st, those 2 nights right there. We want to thank the EMS, fire department, police department for doing a great job last week. The Wilkinson County department come out, sent workers out on the park. Melvin sent the crews out there, and the park looks as best as it's ever looked. The electrical work, Mr. Nelson got through with that. It wasn't as bad as what we thought it was gonna be, but all the electrical work out there is working as it should now. The stage has been rebuilt, and we did put a tarp over it now to keep it protected. And
What is that from the rain?
yes,
That was-
it'll accumulate rain on the top of it, so we got the tarp on.
So, could I possibly, you said you had the number, for the electrical?
I do, but I don't have it with me.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll try and call him tomorrow.
Yeah, but he's wrapped up, he did a super job. The STEAM training days, September 26th and 27th, Jordan, those were fantastic. We had more people in our depot museum going through those 2 days than we've had in years. That worked great. So thank y'all for supporting all that. And we'll keep you posted about the festival and ghost tours. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Fire,
Everything's been going good in the fire department.
Streets. As Ms. Solomon and Mr. Simmons stated, that we do have a few problems that we need to, some problems that we need to work out, with the street. We have hired 2 new employees for the street, so we're hoping that will help out some.
have we been able to see any results as of yet? Since we've gotten the 2 new employees, Mr. Lawrence is.
Yes, ma'am. We got caught up pretty much with our limbs that, we was behind on. And the weather has been hindering us as far as what we're able to do as far as the grass and the weeds and all, but we've been doing what we can. And the 2 new employees, they've been working out pretty good so far.
So, I mean, do you have special areas where they are assigned, or they just, wherever you?
Well, basically, as far as the grass and weed, it's all over, so we didn't have a special place where we started. We just send them out, and we get this area clean and, cut, and we move to the next area, like that.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Are you gonna try to get, all the, brake lines, the service lines that have so many throughout the city, you know, potholes, I guess you wanna call them, you know?
Yes, sir. Again, we would have started patching some of those holes, but due to the weather and we're using, mostly, asphalt. And, as you know, we can't do it when it's rainy weather or anything like that, but.
Was that the asphalt?
Yes, ma'am, and I do have it planned for later this week, Thursday or Friday, to, get a load and start on those.
And I would also like to say that, let's try to encourage the citizens when they have a complaint, about the streets, anything happening in the city, to call go to City Hall. And they do have some forms there that you can fill out, and then they will pass it on to Mr. Lawrence. Then if nothing is done about it, then give me a call, then I can see, can I check into it for you.
Do we have anything from, we know Councilwoman Toles is not here, but, due to surgery. What about Chief, would you?
Yeah, we still staying busy, just doing a lot of calls here and there, nothing bad, nothing major. We staying pretty running on the phones, everything is working.
Our new employees are checking out okay?
One of the officers that made quite a few, one of the part-time officers that made quite a few rotations already, telling him this morning, rotations already. Our dispatcher, she's got certified through GCIC, she's, post certified also, communication also. So she's, received all that since last week.
Sanitation?
Do I report last council meeting about the citizen complaining about the trash cans being, not being paid for? And he was supposed to get back in touch with me, and he hadn't done it yet, so that's what we're waiting on. Said a lot of trash cans being empty, but some of them is not on the payroll. And it's, mostly, he said most of the budgets. Like you got signed up for 3 and you got 5 and 6. It's 1, 2 of them ain't being paid.
So has he gone back to rectify that, you know,
Well, I told him to, you know, he said he'd get in touch with me and he would call and I would meet him down here to sit down. Oh, he hadn't done it yet.
so would you,
We have a report we give him anytime he requests it that shows each citizen and how many trash cans they have. So he can easily refer to their report at any time. If he has any questions, he can call City Hall and we can clarify. We've talked to him just several times since over the years that we've been contracted with him, and he knows it's available.
so, Councilman, follow up on that.
Yeah, I'll just give him a call, see where it's standing.
Thank you. All right, next we'll have citizens to be heard. Mr. Eric Haskins. Would you come down, please, to, podium and address the council?
Thank you. I am Eric Haskins. I'm the CEO of Middle Georgia Probation. Our home office is in Dublin. We've been providing the misdemeanor probation services for the municipal court of Gordon since 2004. And really the reason for me being here tonight is since there's been a change in administration, the contract really needs to be updated soon. We submitted a copy of the contract end of last week, but the city attorney suggested some changes to the contract, and I had no problem with those suggestions, so we made those changes. And
What kind of suggestions?
just really relative to the terms of the contract, such as the termination clause, basically saying that it is a 1-year contract and that it will cease at the end of that that year, but that there can be an automatic renewal unless there's some type of conflict. And, you know, if the judge or the city had a problem with something that we were doing or not doing, then you could basically break the contract.
So in other words, I'm just quick, so in other words, prior to that, the contract was just a certain length of time? I mean, on an
Well, it
ongoing?
was a year-to-year contract,
Uh-huh.
but it automatically renewed, so that really hasn't changed, but the verbiage has changed.
The changes were in the letter I sent to you, Mayor, along with the contract. Same day I sent it to Mr. Haskins.
I'm just trying to verify that. I noticed that I heard him say, because see, I don't know the term of the language prior to this new being adopted. I mean, that's been changed, that's what I'm trying to get.
It's really not changing, all that much, just a few small items. Another thing that is changing is the, city attorney suggested that we add the, city of Gordon and municipal court on our insurance and give you a copy of that, and I have no problem with that. Our insurance indemnifies the city from lawsuit or liability relative to a person sentenced to probation in court anyway, so, that's not a problem for us.
Would you restate that again, what you just said? I mean, I heard you, but.
Right, we are required by law to carry general liability insurance and a surety bond. We are going to name the city of Gordon on our insurance policy, in addition to our declaration in our contract with you that we indemnify the city from any lawsuit or liability relative to a person sentenced to probation in the city
So in
court.
other words, the city is excluded.
That's right, you're free from liability. We would be the one to be sued. So, and another thing I would like to mention to the council and the mayor is our contract does not cost, our service does not cost the city of Gordon a dime, nor has it ever. There are fees that we charge to the offenders. We have certain services in our contract that are not used. Only the services that the judge orders at the time of sentencing are the services that are used. So, for example, if the person is sentenced to do drug testing, then they will be charged for drug test. If the judge does not order them to be tested, then of course they're not charged. So, we only charge what the court allows. And I think right now, you mentioned the police department doing a good job. They obviously are, because we only have about 11 people on probation, I think. That's good. That's a good thing.
So prior to that, what was the norm?
Man.
Prior to that, what was the?
Oh, well, it has been a little higher than that, but not much.
And I like the fact that you took the initiative to come and we get to meet.
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate y'all allowing me to be here. Just wanna make sure that, you know, like it needs to be. I do have the original, with my signature on it, a new original. Y'all need to, that.
Does that have the changes in it, Mr. Haskins?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I need to take a look at that.
And I faxed in a copy with these changes that
Yeah, I
you
didn't- I didn't-
requested. I faxed it in this afternoon too.
You faxed it to me, my fax number?
He said he didn't get.
Yeah, I faxed it to the city hall, I'm sorry.
So she apparently didn't get a chance to.
Have you got a version in like Word Perfect that you could email to me?
Yeah,
So if
I
there needs to be some more
I
change,
made
I'll
all
just
the
go ahead.
changes that you requested.
Well, I didn't have the exact language in there, I was paraphrasing some of that.
Right.
Maybe all right, I just need to look at it to be sure.
So we shoot best bet with, we may, accept that until you get a chance to look at it, review it, you think?
Yeah, I just need to
Like
review
we-
what revised agreement provides.
Right, that's what I'm saying, so, thank you so much, Mr. Haskins.
Thank you.
So with that being said, we'll just, wait till you get your copy and review it, And, with the understanding that once you receive it, then we'll,
Can the clerk fax me one tomorrow? Or you give me that?
Would you like this one?
Is that a new, that, I thought he said that was the original.
you said that's the original, so.
I'll
but
fax you one.
You get the copy and then,
Send it in the morning.
and we'll
I'll
just,
make everybody.
she said she'll get everybody. Thank you. Next we have, Miss Lula Jacobs. She here?
Lula Jacobs. The reason I'm here is because, I asked for the use of the MLK Park. And I was told that, we couldn't use the park because only the Fall Line Festival can be done there. So my question is why?
The railroad owns that property, actually.
I know. I was told that, I told it was leased, but I wanna know why other citizens can't use the park.
Those are supposed to use it, it says just for city.
The clerk,
Did anybody show you the, language that we refer people to when we ask that question about other people?
no,
Okay, we can show it to you, I didn't bring mine tonight, but, you know, basically what it says in that lease is only 4 or 5 city-sponsored festivals can be held out there. Only 4 or 5 city-sponsored, so it has to be somebody that's affiliated with the city, and we're limited by that because it's in the lease agreement, we can't violate it or we'll lose our lease.
okay, I am in the city of Fort.
It's not a citizen, it's gotta be a city-sponsored event, somebody that affiliated with the city such as the Better Hometown or a group that has some type of liability that, you know, they can take the responsibility for operating the festival. We can't just let anybody and everybody go out there and do it. We've never done it, and, you know, the reason we hadn't is because we'll lose our lease.
Can I see a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am, certainly.
Okay, and the reason that I wanted to have, I wanted to have a youth day for, the young people and for the, family and friends. Because, we should be very proud of our young people here in Gordon. Because there's a lot of things that could have taken place in Gordon, but it hasn't. So my, plan was to get with the young people and let them know how much we appreciate them, how much we respect them, you know, for not doing a lot of things. We don't have any drive-by shootings yet. Hopefully, we don't ever have any. And it's a lot of things that other counties are having that we're not having. And we should look at the youth that we have here, let them know that we appreciate them and that we love them. So the only way we can show this is family and friends getting out and having a youth day, you know, to appreciate
The
them.
city has another park that we own, and anybody that wants to can use it just by, you know, calling and asking if they wanna go out there for something special. And make sure, you know, the city park that we have, that belongs to the city. Anybody can go out there and use it anytime. And also the, ball fields out here, the recreation park, it's available for groups such as you. All you have to do is go to the county and ask, and they'll, you know, there's a form you fill out, and you can go out there and use that. So there's 2 facilities that are available almost any time.
I understand what you're saying,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the place where we would like to have this, it has more things that we could use. You have a stage there. We're gonna do performances and, different activities, okay, and it has electricity. The park, what you talk about, ain't nothing out there, right?
There's recreation, there's
It's
picnic tables,
recreation.
and there's pavilions, and
It's-
if you're gonna put something on like that yourself, there are people who will loan you a stage. We used to do it all the time, you know, pull it in and decorate it, you know.
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
If we're doing this for the city of Gordon, why would I go ask somebody to loan me something when something is already here in Gordon? When MLK is available, why would I go and do that?
It's not available. That's what we're telling you. It is not
It
available.
could be if the council stay together and we do this for the kids, couldn't it be that? Can you sponsor it?
I don't know if we can or not. It said it has to be a city-sponsored festival.
Are you, you council? You a council?
Ms. Brown, do you have a copy of that? I didn't bring mine
Sorry,
with
I
me.
didn't bring one.
Okay, you a council, and I'm asking this
Right
for,
after this meeting, I'll give it to you.
okay, but right now, you're council, so why can't you do it?
We can't.
You can't have anything
We
for the
can't, we
youth?
don't have any control
For the
over
youth?
that lease, no ma'am.
No, I'm asking this, can the council sponsor a youth day?
We'd have to ask the lawyers to, forward that along. All I can tell you, it has to be a festival, is the specific
Can't you
language.
make
Do you
it a
have a copy of it?
festival?
No, we
Can't you
don't.
make it a festival?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you are supposed to be together.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have any liability insurance.
Excuse me, we agreed in our last, I believe, what was it, the last two meetings that once the, audience, people in the audience, as a matter of fact, Attorney Green, would you address Ms. Chambers right? You know, what the problem is with her?
There's no outburst from the audience, ma'am. You get one warning and then you're gonna be removed.
Thank you.
The only thing I'm asking is, if you don't show any interest in the young people now, you might have a bigger problem than what you got with the council. Right?
We'll be certainly glad to work with you to get you a stage put up at the other park, if that's what you need, yes,
You're
ma'am.
gonna put some electricity out there?
There is some
going forward?
electricity out
You
there.
got one little thing out there coming out the bathroom. So, I mean, we need more than that. So, if you all could sponsor our youth day, you are council, you are a group, right?
Yes, ma'am, we are, but we can't violate the lease agreement. This council cannot.
Okay, so Better Home Time,
You give me 5 minutes, I'll go get it. May I be excused?
You can go and get it because I'd like to have a copy too. See, I've never used it, and while you're going, I'd like to say, and this is to, as far as I can recall and remember, I've always understood that this was, leased, the city leased that property. And you all council, you all prior to mine, being on council, ever thinking about being a council. I know some years ago, I came to city council and I sponsored a festival. And it was right there at MLK Park. I personally sponsored a festival there. And I didn't go, I don't know, I'm just telling you what I did. And that was not, but I think it was somewhere around 2000, I can't recall the year. But I brought in just as it was, some of the vendors from Georgia College and State University. And I know what I did. And there has been another event that has transpired down at the park. As a matter of fact, that was about maybe 3 years ago. And to say that what she's being denied, I'm not taking sides or anything, but right is right and fair is fair. Council granted me the opportunity to hold a festival there. And I never saw anything about the lease since I've been in office. I've never, I mean, you're the first to come and want to do something like this, and I feel mighty fine and proud to know that you take an interest in the city and for our youth. And I commend you. However, I'm not the total council.
first of all, really to you all, it's just a shame that, we can't come together. You represent the city. All of you represent the city, including Bone and Green and Christian Lake. You all represent the city, but it's just so much separation. And it's sad to say that you representing us. Ain't neither one of you more important than the other. And you're representing us.
but yet and still, you can't even hang together, and it's sad. You're not just representing you, you represent the city of Gordon. But all I've seen is confusion, and it's sad. If our young people would come to the meeting, you know, and I hope they don't come right now. If they would happen to come to the meeting, what example are we setting for them? Not just you, but the people in the audience too, including myself. What kind of example are we setting for them? Aren't you glad that they're not attending the meetings? To see how we act as grown people?
I like it in yellow.
I'm just like, lease agreement, this lease is made as of the first day of July 2008 by and between Central Georgia Railroad Company, a Georgia corporation, the landlord of the city of Gordon, Georgia, a government entity, the tenant. Premises use, number one, for and in consideration of the agreement set forth herein to be paid, kept, and performed by tenant. Landlord hereby leases and rents to tenants insofar as its right, title, and interest in the premises enables it to do so. That certain real property located at milepost 169 in Gordon, Wilkes County, Georgia, having an area of 13.60 acres more or less. The location and dimensions substantially shown on print. Which you don't have this. This lease is subject to all encumbrances, easements, conditions, covenants, and restrictions, whether or not of record. The premises shall be used for beautification purposes and for 4 to 5 town festivals per year purposes and no other purpose. The premises shall not be used for any illegal purposes, for the storage of unlicensed vehicles, nor in any manner to create any nuisance or trespass. No smoking is permitted in or about the premises. Landlord reserves unto itself and its permittees the permanent right to construct, maintain, or replace upon, under, or over the premises any pipe, electrical, telecommunications, and signal lines or any other facilities of like character not installed or hereinafter to be installed. Landlord further reserves unto itself and its permittees the right to enter upon their premises at any and all times for the purposes of operating, maintaining, constructing, or relocating any trackage or railroad facilities located on or in the vicinity of the premises. The terms and conditions of the rider, which are not attached because we don't have that. And this is saying the term to have and to hold for a term beginning on June 1st, 2008, and continuing thereafter on a periodic basis. It says base rental. I don't know what that is.
We pay them $600 a year to, rent that property out there.
Okay. So I think that pretty much.
If you would like to read it yourself, that's the only copy I have with it.
That's fine there, but you all have amended, changed, and done whatever else you thought was necessary. So why can't you make, you're paying the railroad company, so why can't you include something, either get involved in something? It's not for my sake, it's just for, for the people here, for the children. And, I see what you have, I hear what you read.
We'd be glad to work with you on the other part, certainly will.
I know you would be, but that's not what I want. Thank you.
Terry, that's your question, that's your question.
We have to get on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Next, we have Ms. Peggy Young. Good evening.
My name's Peggy and I'm with the local neighborhood watch. Our goal is to be an extra set of eyes and ears for the police department. And to know our neighbors and to be able to give them and give back to our community. We want to make Gordon a better and safer place. We've had 3 meetings so far, and we've had about 25, 26 people to come. We've had a lot of concerns and comments that has been addressed, and we're working on them. I'd like to also thank the Gordon Police Department because they have come and helped us with several things. We are currently working right now with Better Hometown, Light Committee, and our local churches to get more people involved. Because we all need to, just like we've heard here this evening. This is our town. It's not one person's town, it's all of our town. And we need to make it a safer and better place. I too, I was not born and raised here, but I have spent most of my life here. And I love it. I love it. I love a smaller town. And just like I've heard several people say before, you know, when you mention neighborhood watch, it's all them nosy folks. That's true, but because of them nosy folks, it may save someone's life. Just letting you know what we're fixing to do. We are starting to sell Gordon Neighborhood Watch t-shirts. We're going to be at Beaver Creek with brochures on safety for the elderly, for children, alarm systems, stuff like that. We meet usually the last Thursday of every month. This month we're going to meet twice. We're going to have a business meeting on October the 15th to go over some business things. And then on the 29th, we're going to have Miss Paige Slocum. She is going to do a safety and self-defense class, and it's going to be a little over an hour. And we'd like for everybody to come. And in closing, I would like to say, it's going to take all of us to make this program work. Each and every one of us. And we'd like to have as many as possible. That's it.
Oh, did you ever decide we won't have that October 9th meeting? You
No,
said-
it's going to be changed to the 15th. I have to work that day. I knew there was something going on.
Okay.
But it's gonna be the 15th. I've also got our committee together. We'll meet the committee in about a month or so to set our goals for 2016, because we have a lot that we are planning to do.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. With that being said, I don't have anything except now that we need to, next on the agenda is the executive session. So, we need to exit.
I make a motion that we go into executive session to talk about pending litigation.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor?